Isn't this just remarkable? This is a little mini zine by one of the Stationery Freaks listeners called Richard. And I'm going to share with you the story because this is about ideas spreading, about ideas traveling, about ideas growing and morphing into different things. This was the original zine that Richard sent to me, and I'll explain who Richard is in a minute. And it's a wonderful, nice little zine that he sent to me and to my co-host Helen from the Stationery Freaks podcast. And here is one of the originals that he then sent me as a lovely gift. And I'm going to explain how this came about, because this is about ideas traveling and how we might never really truly know how far our ideas have spread. So it all started when Richard messaged us and said, have you considered doing an episode of Stationery Freaks about commonplace books? I'm a fan of commonplace books. I've done a video on this channel about my commonplacing system. And we said, Richard, you know what? Why don't you come on as a guest and share with us your love of commonplacing, your knowledge, maybe even your commonplacing system. And we recorded a podcast. Ideas alone don't really do anything. They need turning into something valuable. And we created a podcast. It happened to be one of our most downloaded podcasts ever. But that wasn't the end of this idea. This idea then spread. You see, whilst listening to the podcast, Richard's brother-in-law, Phil, was inspired by the podcast. He had an idea to create a poem from the commonplace podcast that his brother-in-law was on. And he did. And he sent it to Richard. Now, Richard was amazed with this poem, and it is a very wonderful poem. But then Richard thought, well, hang on a minute. What if this poem was put into a collage? And so Richard then turned the poem into this wonderful zine. You can see how when we create something from an idea, it can inspire, motivate, and travel further afield than the original thing that we created. In this instance, an idea for a podcast spurned an idea for a poem, which inspired an idea for a zine, which in turn, if you're watching this video, spurned an idea for this video. None of this was planned. None of this was mapped out. It's an idea that basically just traveled through notebooks and podcasts and poems and zines. We never truly know where an idea is going to travel, but we can notice them. We can take them and we can turn those ideas into something, and we can help them to keep moving. But the chances are there's somebody somewhere building on your idea, building on the thing that you created, taking it on its journey, using it as their own starting point. But we must turn those ideas into something that might inspire, that might create joy, that might be built upon, that might be disassembled and turned into a myriad of other ideas. So if you ever wonder whether your ideas matter, they do, but they need turning into something. They need to come alive. They need to be created. And thank you so much to Richard. Richard is a wonderful, wonderful photographer as well, by the way. I'll include his Instagram handle in the show notes. This zine is lovely. I mean, it's amazing. I'm always enamored by people that can create a zine out of a sheet of paper like this. I can't fold it back up. How does it go back together? Like that. And he creates them from old stationery. So this has got old stamps on it. He's obviously printed the poem out, spent all that time cutting it out, all that energy, all that attention, all that care gone into this gift for us. It's truly amazing. I think I've got that folded wrong. Oh, Richard, I'm so sorry. I'm not doing you justice here with this brilliant genius. I love it. You know, you get an idea, you create something, you share it with the world, and it inspires other people. Maybe even only one person to do something, to build on it. That's the wonderful nature of being creative, of being human, and then sharing it. That valuable sharing of the things that you create. And with that, with the change in temperature, changing cold, all the bugs coming home from school, I'm going to go and have a lemsit, edit this video, share it with the world, and I will catch you in the next Creative Soul Projects video. You take care of yourselves. Bye bye.